Hello, and welcome to a different type of showcase this time around. This is not branded, but it is an absolutely diabolical gun second build of PSY-Frames, complete with the Primite Bystial and Hot Pay'r Squadron package. I'm just gonna let this first game like roll through, because this is how this game plays out is basically my entire vision making this deck. So they're gonna summon out their level 8s, probably going to the Divine Dragon XCs, this one. And yeah, we're gonna ash this effect. I don't know how useful it is to them, probably the second one is better, but we can't ash that. So the only way they can protect, counter our ash is with a spell card, such as Pull Back the Grave or Cross Out. And of course we have PSY-Frame Gear Delta in the hand to check that and protect our own ash, which is pretty crazy. And because we summoned out a vanilla onto the field, our Primite Imperial Dragon can now tribute itself. And this monster is actually really crazy. First of all, its effect, it just negates all face-up monsters, right? But it also banishes all monsters with the same type or attribute as a normal monster in our graveyard. So the Xyz gets banished, and they summon out one of their starters. Honestly, I thought they added this up with the Xyz, so I don't know why they called back on our Ash, but it's fine. You know, it's just a good showcase. It led to a good showcase of this deck. So we use Hot Pay'r Squadron to tag with the Imperial Dragon into Axel, which goes into Barone. And this is really, really unbelievable. If Barone never gets banned, then I'm pretty sure this deck is cooked. But yeah, we negate this with the Barone, and because we already had a level 2 on the field, we can just summon out the XL Synchro or the Stardust Dragon again, just to go into Barone again and make our Omni negate live, so that we can normal summon Ether Barrel for free. Not for free, but with no threat. And to be honest, I feel bad for this player, to be honest, but it is what it is, you know. This deck is fun, so I did, valid surrender, to be honest. I got the idea from watching one of the Joshua Smith's playthroughs. He was just showcasing a deck like this with PSY-Frames and Primite. I thought the idea was really fun. But next game we're going into against Blue Eyes. We're always going second, so there won't be any skipping of the opponent's turn. But yeah, this deck it's like, it was everywhere in the WCS stage 1, especially D level 19. Like, my last 5 games against Blue Eyes, like, I couldn't believe it. But it's like the matchup. I know, like, we have a bunch of Bystials, right? But you don't always. The Bystial is not enough. Like, just one. And not to mention, we play 2 vanillas, so the brick potential is there in this deck. But yeah, they're gonna summon up Blue Eyes with the Link 1, probably trigger Maiden, and then we banish the Maiden with our Baldrick. And we have Ghost Ogre for the True Light, so honestly, I'm not sure what else they can do after that. Okay. Honestly, I think I should keep more attention to that effect, the Neo Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon, because I really forget about it a lot. So to activate True Light, we use Ghost Ogre to destroy that. And it's gonna destroy the Blue Eyes on field as well. And they should, couldn't they have just waited for the Blue Eyes to be destroyed to trigger the Jet Dragon again? I'm pretty sure this effect is optional and not mandatory. Well, if they misplayed, then it's better for me anyway. So we go into Hot Pay'r Squadron, and to be honest, this deck plays really bad into Maxi on the opponent's turn. So PSY-Frame Lord Omega is actually pretty sick here, because we can just go into a hand rip and see, well, it doesn't mean too much when it's gonna go back to their hand in the next standby phase. But you're gonna see why Omega tagging out is really, really like good, or like niche. I'm trying to look for the right word here. Useful. And so with like one card in hand, it's probably a normal summon. So I'll just, or a hand trap, and it's Ether Barrel. So that's really good to get out of the way. Probably gonna banish that next turn as well. I don't know what they're waiting for. They should just pass. Oh, fair enough. To be honest, this would be pretty bad if they had Drill Beam. But we draw the Delta right here. And so, because there is a bit of like clashing in this deck, especially with the PSY-Frames and the Bystials, you have to layer them so that you use the PSY-Frames first, because if you Bystial, you have a monster on the field and you can't activate the the PSY-Frame disc. So like, because of Ether Barrels, this tribute effect is like really clutch right here, because now you have no monsters on the field. But unfortunately, they did not activate a spell or trap. So all that was for nothing. And they summon out Jet Dragon again. So we can do nothing but pass. To be honest, this deck is like fragile when they like if they just handle all of my Primite stuff, then my grind game is just collapsed, like it's done for. So they're gonna attack for 6k. Another one and I'm dead. So I kind of need to draw in. Well, actually no, we're gonna get Ether Barrel next time. So we draw Maxi. That is gonna be useful, because they don't have True Light. They're probably not gonna be summoning. And we add Ether Barrel back to hand. Primite is actually so crazy. I don't think it's broken, but it is crazy. They activate Maxi, which is pretty valid, to be honest. But I don't know, why would they? Yeah, that makes sense, I guess. If they would rather just draw more cards, they could just draw into another Ether Barrel. But here again, we tag out, we tribute the Ether Barrel to get off the field, and now we can activate Lordly Load. And hopefully they activate Drill Beam, or Ultimate Fusion is okay as well, because then they destroy a card on resolution. So we use Delta to negate that. We summon out Delta, and then we summon our Driver from the grave, and our Lordly Load goes through. Honestly, I think this is the part where I misplayed pretty badly. It's a bit embarrassing. I forgot about the Ultimate Dragon in the graveyard. So this Drill Beam was useless. It's not activatable until the next turn. But since we're under Maxi, honestly, I think we can we have no choice but to just challenge it, or else they're just gonna push through our board and kill us, because we're at 2k life points. And what we're going into here is, this card is like really, really clutch. It's Sword Salt Supreme, I don't even know the full name, it's Cheng Ying. And he's like actually like nearly broken in this deck. Probably exaggerating saying broken, but like, oh yeah, because of the Axel Dragon's effect, our Synchro Monster is unaffected for the rest of the time. So he just wasted an effect Veil on that. But to be honest, the effect is pretty hidden, and I don't think it even shows up in the see where the exclamation mark is in the bottom right. I don't think it even shows up there. But yeah, we destroy the Jet Dragon, it goes to the grave, and when this player made a really bad mistake. I'm just gonna pull it out when you see it. I mean, when I see it. I think you'll probably be able to tell though when it happens. So we use Vela on the barrel. Hopefully it didn't draw load, else I would have just been cooked. Because Drill Beam just kills Cheng Ying. And thankfully we have Maxi, and I'm not surprised that it gets Ash, because they did draw like 4 cards. And so they're gonna, not sure to be honest, go into Spirit. And yeah, right here they banish the spell trap. It's like they don't know about Cheng Ying's effect. Like this is any card, not just a monster, that triggers its effect if it's banished. But yeah, right here, I'm pretty sure we just banish the Spirit. And also, Cheng Ying has infinite destruction protection, by the way, for as long as you have like cards in your graveyard. It's pretty crazy. But yeah, we should just banish the Spirit and the True Light from the graveyard. Spirit on the field and True Light from the graveyard. So now they can't access their blue eyes, as in they can't summon out their blue eyes, because they're probably gonna send the Maiden to the field with this Neo Kaiser. So they can't go into the level 9 Synchro. And we just effectively shut down their field. And now this combo is so unfair, right? Because this duo, it's just, you activate Cheng Ying nearly every turn, well, not every turn. It's just whenever you have Omega on the field. I wonder what they have to activate. Oh, it's Empire. Well, I mean, it doesn't really matter too much, because you just normal summon Barrel, set load, then go into SP using the Barrel and the Omega. And I forgot to mention that PSY-Frame Lord Omega, it recurs itself. So like that's why I only have 1 regained in the deck. Because if it does go into the grave, yeah, Valid Surrender, they knew that we were gonna banish that card and activate Cheng Ying again. And here we are going against White Forest Azamina. And I think the footage is a slight bit choppy here, because this is the one that I was streaming in the April Discord server. And I think I know the names of the people who are watching me. 2 very nice people, Flux and Edelgard. Don't know if they're watching. Probably shouldn't care. Probably shouldn't care enough to see this, but whatever. Yeah, they're gonna go through the White Forest stuff. In the open game state here, we just activate Fulos before they go into the Synchros. And it actually resolves, which is a surprise. Like, more often than not, my Fulos is negated. But if you do draw a Fulos and Maxi, then you've basically won the game. But yeah, it seems like they've gone like all in on the Azamina stuff. Even playing Queen Azamina. And yeah, we just drew Maxi, so we are gonna activate it as well, because why not? And so we've drawn Ghost Ogre and Blue Belia. Well, actually, I wasn't paying attention. Well, you see the hand we have now. That's what we drew. And so they add Deception. They did warn me about this, but I was too happy to click Ghost Ogre. The trap in the graveyard, it negates any effect in response to a Senseless Force spell trap. So that is a slight bit embarrassing, but you know, it is what it is. I guess I'll just keep that in mind for next time. If I ever go against, well, I might forget again, to be honest, knowing me. But yeah. So they set the quick play spell version of like the Hello Azamina. so they don't play into Maxi plus Fulos that much. And I've been left with the exact same amount of cards I had at the beginning of the game. So that's, well, this is a better starting hand than the starting one, so fair enough. And so yeah, they use this to go into the Ilya Sylvia, the Omni Negate. And right here, I'm gonna summon out both the Duraswarm and Boldrake so that we can tribute the Duraswarm to activate the Boldrake effect and get the Duraswarm graveyard effect to send a special summon monster. And because the Bystial Rebellion is Chainlink 1, we get to add Magnum Heart. And they're summoning out Saint Azamina. And this card actually, like, it just checks like Branded Regained. Like, I can't do anything. If Branded Regained and this card is on the field, Branded Regained is dead. It doesn't do anything because I can't target cards in my graveyard or banishment. But yeah, they're gonna summon out the Queen Azamina, and then we banish it with Magnum Heart. I didn't use the Boldrake effect because you can't even target the Saint Azamina. But yeah, here they summon out the Ilya Sylvia. And now we're gonna Chainlink 1 Magnum Heart, Chainlink 2 Boldrake, tribute Duraswarm. Yeah, so their forces are there in the game. And once again, the Saint Azamina is untargetable, so we're probably gonna send the Arcielago away because that's been lowering our attack. But yeah, there are gonna be like a few small pauses because, as I was saying, I was streaming the gameplay, so like I was talking with them as I was playing. So yeah, we summon out Rebellion. We're still gonna go into we're gonna place Regain because even if it's not activatable, why not? And it can. I did make a mistake. It is not completely dead because it can activate with interact with the opponent's banishment. So we can at least get the draw off of that. Yeah, here they suggested that I go into Cheng Ying because that does it completely outs the Saint Azamina because it's non-targeting banishing. So that's cool. We just leave it at that, and I would have grabbed Saranir, but I don't play Saranir. I don't play like only play one Rebellion, so I didn't feel it too useful to play more Saranir. But yeah, on the draw phase we banish the Ilya Sylvia because it hasn't been summoned properly, so like they can't summon it out to dodge the banish for whatever reason. But yeah, we Chainlink 1 Cheng Ying, Chainlink 2 Regained because we're gonna protect the Cheng Ying's effect in case they have like Ghost Bell or something, and we draw into Lordly Load, which is crazy. So we banished the Saint Azamina and the Hallowed Azamina from the graveyard, so they can't recur with the Hallowed Azamina. But yeah, here again, it's the infinite destruction protection from Cheng Ying. Well, I say infinite, it's as much as you have cards in the graveyard. But like, who's gonna be destroying me that many times? So now with the Saint Azamina off the field, we can now summon out Magnum Heart from our graveyard. And they did draw another Sylvie, so our only disruption right now is Nibiru, so we're gonna have to say goodbye to Mygo Cheng Ying, because if they do go into Barone right now, or like, I forgot what, yeah, of course their out is just that level 6 synchro that turns us, flips us face down. They didn't go into it right now though, because they wouldn't be able to attack over it probably. But one more summon and we just tribute the field. honestly. I wonder what else they could like do right now to avoid this Nibiru. It's not like there's no way White Forest Azamina is playing rank 6s. And even at that Wave King season needs 2 Fiend monsters, so I'm just talking out my ass right now. Just waiting for the 5th summon to activate Nibiru. You're probably thinking, I really don't know a thing about the lines on White Forest Azamina, so the people on the call helping me did basically carry me through this game. But yeah, they returned Arciela to the field. We tribute Nibiru. We tribute the field to summon Nibiru. It's pretty early for me, so I'm pretty, I don't know what to say. My English is lacking today. There it is. So we add back Durasworm so that we can, honestly, we already have Lordly Load, so there's no point in grabbing a Primite. You can just get another Bystial. And I'm trying to bait out the interaction so that I can just activate Lordly Load with no problem. It looks like I have something, but I'm not using it. And we drew Ether Bearer anyway, so it's a bit, you know, a little bit unfortunate. But at least now we can get into Drill Beam and get Imperial Dragon on the field. Honestly, I don't know if this was a misplay to set the Drill Beam, because I was trying to get Imperial Dragon as well. So this is the only way to do that. Yeah, so we go into the Lambda. This link 2, it just needs any 2 monsters. It makes your PSY-Frame gears activatable with monsters on the field. They just suggested that I go into this one in case I draw into a PSY-Frame gear off of Branded Regain next time. So yeah, I had to speed up through that section because it was a lot of talking. Of course, I haven't recorded their voices because I don't have the consent for that. But yeah, this is just the gameplay. And we use the Durasworm effect to send away that token we have no way of getting rid of. But yeah, they summoned the Sylvie, and now we can summon out Magnum Heart again. Like, this is what I'm saying, like, the Bystial and Primite cards actually, like, it's just pure Bystial Primite control right now. Which is like, it's carrying right now. But it's not like the PSY-Frame gear cards aren't contributing anything. It's just less prevalent in this replay. And plus, even Driver being its type and attribute, it counts as contributing because the Imperial Dragon, its entire effect is based on the normal monster in the graveyard. And you know, since this meta is like Fiendsmith and Blue Eyes, like, that effect is really good into those decks. So like, yeah. I'm over explaining right now. I'm pretty sure I've already said that. Yeah, we just grab Boldrake from the deck so that we don't draw into it. Honestly, right here, I'm not sure what else they can do because we have too much interruption. We summon Magnum Heart again. That's why I attributed it with Rebellion, by the way, so I can summon it again. It's crazy. We're just gonna wait for the Stellar effect, because probably then I would activate the Primite Imperial Dragon, because whatever they summon would be on Chainlink 1, and then our effects would be on Chainlink 2, so then it gets negated and banished. Well, I guess I did not do it on the Stellar activation, but they didn't even summon anything that triggers on special summons, so we can still activate in the open game state. And whatever they use right now, to like, I forgot what spell they say. It's the fusion one. Yeah, this one. We can just drill beam. Like, the control we have right now is just, it's too much for the opponent. And they surrender, which it makes sense. And I'm pretty sure this is our final game versus Blue Eyes ... because I'm pretty sure this game was pretty anticlimactic. So they just activate load, grab barrel. They go into, they normal summon barrel, and I'm not sure if I was too quick to do this, but they had no disruption, I mean no protection against it, so I chained Fuelos as well. Because if they did use Call by the Grave, I would use Duelist one to banish the Effect Veiler away and dodge the negate. But yeah, it looks like they have nothing. Well, except that's a lie. I don't know what's in their hand. But yet again, we have Branded Regained on the field and Dual Swarm in hand so that we can bait more interaction before we go into our Primite cards. And we just drew a barrel, so this Drill Beam is activatable. They activated Ash Blossom because, well, yeah, they didn't use it last turn on the Fuelos because they weren't going to give us any joys. But yeah, here we just banish the load because why not? And if we were going to summon it, they would just reset Drill Beam and then, yeah, you know how it goes from there. But yeah, that was my final game in stage 1, and yeah, now we go into the deck list. Alright, so here is the deck list for this unbelievable deck. As I was saying earlier, I'm only playing 2 vanillas. I'm not playing the full PSY-Frame package because, well, because I don't want to play 3 vanillas. It's also because while you know, Alpha is a good card, you get to add any PSY-Frame card from your deck to your hand at the on resolution. The thing is with it, it's usually gonna banish at the end of the turn unless I draw Hot Pit Squadron or Nibiru, which is 5 out of a 40 card deck. It's not like too reliable. And there is like a card which is specifically made for this, which is Psychic Field Zone. You get to target your banished Driver and your banished Gamma or Alpha to summon Zeta or Omega by putting those banished monsters back into the graveyard. Which, you know, this would be extreme. Like, I would play this if it was searchable. This is a normal spell which does not mention PSY-Frames at all, so I cannot search it. So it's not too consistent, and that's why I'm only playing 2 vanillas. And onto the hand traps: 2 DD Crow, 2 Effect Veiler, 2 Maxi, 3 Fuelos, 2 Ogre, 2 Ghost Ogre, and 3 Ash Blossom. And yeah, I think this is like a decent amount. That's like, let me count. That's like 14 out of a 40 card deck. Oh, well, of course PSY-Frame gears count as well. So then that would be 18 out of a 40 card deck, which is, yeah, it's pretty good. Now if we count the Bystials, then that's basically more than half the deck. But yeah, I'm trying to keep them isolated. Yeah, I've loaded the deck with hand traps because we're going second. Like, of course I'm gonna play in hand traps. And yeah, Fuelos is I really don't mind if you take this out and put in another hand trap, because at times it's pretty useless, like especially to draw into like turn 4 or something when you're like starting up the ground game. It's literally useless. You only use it as you can normal summon it into Mirage or something. But yeah, Fuelos is not needed. And onto the Primite engine, of course, just max out on Lordly Load and Barrel. Only 1 Drill Beam because I don't need more than 1 in a going second deck, and 1 Imperial Dragon because this also combos with the PSY-Frame gears. So, you know, it works going second. And now onto the Bystials. 1 Magnum Hurt, 2 Duelist Worm, 2 Boldrake, and 1 Lubellion, and 1 Regain. The reason why I don't play Saronir is literally because 1 Lubellion and 1 Regained. I don't need the Saronir to. I don't really need it to send anything, if you know what I mean. Because the other Bystials, the effects are much more useful than sending a Bystial card, or branded spell trap to the graveyard, you know what I mean? Oh my days, I actually can't count. I didn't even count Nibiru in the hand traps. Just ignore that. And if we ignore how just imagine I mentioned Nibiru when going through all the hand traps. That is the entire main deck. And now onto the deck list. PSY-Frame Lord Zeta. This card never came up for me, to be honest. He's just there to aura farm. Like, his pose looks sick. He's in the next Stardust Dragon. He's there to make this card activatable. PSY-Frame Lord Omega. He's actually like sort of broken, even though I don't go into him too much. This effect right here, that's why I only play 1 Regained, because they can just shuffle it back and then you can place it again. And this card is like, it's valid as better one. That's all I'm gonna say. Next is Axel Synchro Stardust Dragon. Yeah, this is just what you go into off of Hopper Squadron usually. This effect is like, no one reads this last part, to be honest. For the rest of the turn, the monsters synchro summoned by this effect are unaffected by your opponent's activated effects. So then you go into either of these level 10 synchros, not Chaos Angel because you don't have level 8 Light or Dark Tuner, non-tuner, you know what I mean? You either go into Barone or Cheng Ying, and they're completely unaffected for the rest of the turn. Yeah, of course Barone and Cheng Ying in here as level 10 synchros. Chaos Angel here to be made off of the Bystial Lubellion. If you summon out Hopper Squadron, or you already have Delta or Gamma on the field. It's pretty rare to come up, but Chaos Angel is good, so why not? Typhon in there, because of course we're going second. Mirage, you know, because we have a bunch of hand traps with like less than 1,000 attack, so we can make SP easier. Seals, because we got a bunch of dragons. This card, PSY-Frame Lord Lambda, to make our PSY-Frame gears activatable even with monsters on the field. Now, if we weren't able to get this card on the field turn 0 somehow, then this would be like unbelievable. Like crazy to play. Crazy unfair as well. But yeah, next is IP Masquerena, 2 non-link monsters, and SP Lower Knight, of course, as we go into off of IP, and access code, because you got a bunch of links, so why not make access code? And yeah, that's basically it. I don't know what else there is for me to talk about here. Yeah, that was a the video was short this time because this is like a sort of special. This is like the first deck I've shown on the deck. Let me just speak slowly. This is the first deck I've shown on the channel that isn't branded. So this is like, this is also my like 50 sub special. So like, thank you to all of you who have subscribed. And my last video is like my fastest, best growing video ever. Like, I couldn't believe it when after a single day I had like over 100 views, and now it has like over 500. Like, I can't believe it. And thanks to everyone who was showing support in the comments too. It's really nice to see, you know, really heartwarming. And yeah, so like that's all. See you in the next video. Of course, next video will always be branded tier elements. That's my favorite deck ever. Yeah, nice if you watched this far. Leave a comment if you did. I don't even, the amount of likes, you know what, let me stop yapping. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video. Goodbye.